Itakura's an interesting one. He's obviously, as you said, he's kind of a late bloomer, if you will, in his career. But I think what's really good about him is that he's obviously very solid defensively, but he's also very adept at, dribbling out defence with the ball at his feet. His passing's exquisite. He can dribble with the ball if and when necessary. So while he is playing for a Gladbach team that have been frustratingly inconsistent this season, and seem destined to kind of finish the season in another kind of mid-table obscurity, he looks like a player that could make the step up to play for, a Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, or teams outside of Germany quite easily. And he's now at that age where he's probably in his prime years in German football. It'll also be interesting to kind of note that the career that he has had would suggest that he might actually have more to offer later in this later stages in his career. They talk a lot now about the kind of the wear and tear or the mileage on a player's legs, and while I'm not suggesting that like Itakura's been doing nothing from the age of 25, he hasn't really been playing top level high intensity football up until relatively recently. And that might play in his favour as he kind of approaches his 30s and his 31s, 32s. He actually reminds me a bit of a player, not just because he's at Gladbach, but he reminds me a bit of Dante, the Brazilian defender, who obviously kind of just had blossomed in the second stage of his career and went on to play quite well in the 30s because he didn't have a really intense start to his career. So, I mean, he does have some injury concerns, I suppose. He had an ankle injury last year, which ruled him out for a while, and he had a ligament tear the year before that. So, if I was Bayern, I'd maybe do my due diligence there just because of what's happened with Kim and with Ito. But there's no doubt that Bayern desperately need a central defender. And Dortmund, of course, as well, who, as we speak, only technically have three senior central defenders in Schlotterbeck, Anton, and Sula. You could obviously include Emre Can in there, but I don't want to because I don't think he's very good.